Hi everyone, and I know it definitely looks like a big messy pile right now, but, oops, sorry. We are going to work on random stuff that I just pulled out and I'm like, you know what, this stuff just needs to get used. There is no reason why I need to have tons of stuff just sitting around. So I wanted to show off what I already done. These are all going to be sewed around, so that's why they're kind of like this. Little journaling cards and stuff like that. Tags, or tag, another cute little journaling card. But just stuff I've collected, main pieces that I've cut out of magazines and stuff, and I just haven't done anything with them. So I'm trying to use them to the best of my ability. Anyways. Again, I don't like having tons of things just sitting around not being used when obviously I have the materials. They're just sitting here, and I haven't been making a lot of ephemera on here lately, so other than collaging. So I figure, you know what, let's just do some fun things and use up some of these pieces that I just have sitting around. Again, I just have these pieces just sitting around, wasting space. So there we go, a finished piece, quickly and done. And again, some of these pieces don't need much. They just need a little something on it, a vocal point, per se. These were, a lot of them are collage sheets that I never really decorated and everything else, and it's been just sitting in my ephemera pile, and so I'm just, again, I'm working on using some of them pieces up if I can. And again, I'm just having fun with this. I'm not really doing it any particular way. I'm just trying to use up some of these pieces that, again, I've been just letting it sit basically and not using it. And I don't like that idea of not using up what I already have. And letting things just sit. And they could be being used in journals, right? Sometimes it don't even take that much for us to use it in a journal. We just have to use it. I mean, this one was collage cardboard, and I think I did this piece almost a year ago. Because I used to, instead of YouTube, I used to do all my videos live on different channels, so not just YouTube. What can I do with this? I'll glue that down. Not that much. Let's go right there. I'm just wondering if I have an itty bitty here that might. No. Nope. The rest of these are all the same kind of color. It's alright. Just want that there. Why not? I keep on trying to find a place for this dude. Let's just stick him down. Right? I don't really like the ants, so this works well in my mind. Let's just do this. If it was straight. That's my only issue. If it was straight, I'd be better off. That was definitely not that straight. That's okay. Don't really matter. I just wanted to cut that, or glue that way. Now, I normally am not one to do this, but no, I don't really like that. I guess I'm just going to staple this on, because I don't really want to resew it. But I wanted that done. Just wanted a cute little tab. So that's what it looks like. And it's done and over with. just gonna re-distress a little bit. Make sure it looks a little distressed here. And this is like one of my clusters, so this will probably turn out to be a pocket, but that looks cute, don't it? And then I'm done with another one. Instead of, again, holding on to things. I need to quit doing that. Just holding on to stuff. Alright. Now I need to put something on a corner here or something. I'm just wondering. This is a cute little number. That works for me. So because it's so fragile paper, I am just gonna take my glue stick, rub it back and forth a few times, and then stick it down. And then again, I'm just gonna distress around it. I think this was actually one of the pieces I collaged that was from Vintage Polka Dot Shop. They're like index card-like things. I don't remember exactly what it was called though. But there we go, another piece done. I like that purple flower. So I finally went to the doctor's over my sinus infection that I've had for a very long time now, and given a prescription for my sinus infection. I didn't really want to, but I knew I kind of had to. It was to that point where, you know, when you're to that point where you're not making any sense and everything else. And so that is what ended up happening. We went to the walk-in clinic, had them look at me and tell me exactly what I already knew. That, ooh, I don't like that side. This side is better. I had a sinus infection, and they understood. I already knew I had a sinus infection. It wasn't like it was a surprise. It wasn't very surprising to me to get told, oh, you have a sinus infection. Ah, everything's sticking. Which sometimes is a good thing and sometimes not so much of a good thing. All right, let's see if I can get these scissors. Just to straighten this out. I don't like when this happens. There we go. Very purpley looking. Now I'm just trying to think what I want to do next. I think I want to grab a piece of paper here out of my pile of papers, flip it to the correct side, take the time to glue it onto my piece of paper. And if you haven't noticed, I did coffee dye it, and I personally could care less if there's anything on the part that I glue, because I'm not using it for signatures. I'm using it for doing this. So when you're using, that's, again, a lot of people don't say anything about that, doing something like this, but honestly, it's my way of saving money. Like, if I'm going to be printing stuff off and it's all ephemera, I might take a piece of coffee dyed paper like this and use it for my piece, just because it saves on paper and it's a way of recycling without causing too much damage. And I do distress my coffee dyed papers too. It just makes sense. You want it to look as distressed as possible. Now that I did that, I kind of want some detail on it. So we're going to grab that color. I'm just trying to decide what color pink I want to use. I think I want to use a cleaner pink. Clean pink instead of a shiny pink. Do I have any clean greens? Is that shiny? It's just green green. No, this one's a darkest green I'm gonna get. Alright. So now I'm gonna take my little gel pen here. I think I got this, was an AliExpress buy, and I kind of regretted it, but I want to use them before I buy more. So might as well use them, right? Yeah, they were advertised as something different, and I kind of couldn't believe I spent money on something, you know, like this, and didn't get my money's worth, and it was kind of upsetting for me. And that was before I found out. So AliExpress is awesome for like beginner supplies or appliques and stuff like that, but their stationery and stuff is not. It's, they steal a lot of people's work is what it is. But I understand when you're a beginner and you don't have much, you kind of have no choice but LA Express, and it sucks, or Wish, and places like that. But I wish Etsy was a little less expensive when it came down to that, when you're a beginner and you're trying to get supplies, but it's just the way it is. A lot of my supplies have been donated through family, so I've been very lucky in that way. Or I go through the free box at garage sales a lot. So, I mean, yeah. What I do is I ask family members for old clothes. If you're not going to wear clothing anymore, especially the women, if you're not going to wear the pieces of clothing anymore, that's where I get 90% of my lace. It's clothes, or somebody's getting rid of their old curtains that are lacy looking and that type of thing. But if you can't tell, with this gel pen, I'm just outlining. I'm not really doing too much with it, just doing little outlines to add a little color to this page other than the purple. And it takes a bit of time to do this. I got the girls all set up for school next year, or this year, and everything, which took a while. Oh my gosh. There's been so many phone calls and stuff made in the last few days. I felt like I've been going nuts. Just a little bit. Because that's all I've been doing, is making phone calls, and dealing with nurses and teachers and special ed teachers, and it's like never ending amount of calls for the last 2 weeks, it seems like. But I know it's all good because it's for my kids to be able to go to school this year, and with the whole changes with COVID and everything, it makes it very confusing for the kids, but they're at that age where they need to go to school in order to get that social development going. And sorry to say, but COVID kind of hauled both girls in their social development area because we haven't gone out and about. We stay at home a lot. This is a very lengthy process. I know, it's very detailed. But I like being able to do these things with you guys. To show you what I'm doing step by step and my thoughts a little bit. I'm not necessarily perfect with it, but I try. That's all that matters. You try to make it to the best of your ability to look good. I'm kind of excited. Next month I'm gonna try to get my license again. We'll see. All I can do is make the effort. I always think of this as my playtime a little bit too. The girls, when I know they're in bed and relaxed and everything, it's just one of them. Oh, it's calming to do this stuff when they go to bed. It really is. So Bella has decided that we need to do some winter preparation work this weekend with me, so I'll have my girl helping me set up for winter, which shall be interesting. Because I live in Wisconsin, it's one of them, you gotta live with what you gotta live with. Winter sometimes comes sooner and sometimes it comes later, but either way we have to do certain preparations in order to make sure everything is ready to go for when the snow does hit, because there are times it does hit before October. Last year was one of them situations, actually, where they had to wear snow pants while trying to go trick-or-treating. Was not fun at all, but it's just the way it is. And again, I'm just outlining these, make it have some color to it rather than plain. And I haven't done anything like this in a while with you guys, actually. Random stuff. Because this is what came out of my random stuff box. And I'm excited for this month's, September's giveaway. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do, but we'll figure that out soon enough, I'm sure. Sometimes I take, well, every time I do digitals, of course, with International. But I'm not sure exactly what the physical items are going to be yet. Normally I take the stuff that I do for my paper outpost weekly challenges, if some of them are bigger, like loaded pockets and stuff. That's what I normally go off and use as a giveaway. But there we go. It's a cute little pocket thing now. And I think it looks so cute now. But that's just adding a little to it, you know? You don't have to necessarily add a lot, just something to give it some color, rather than always the boring stuff. Now I have these two Rolex cards. And I'm just thinking, I just want to add something small, colorful. We're going to add teacups to it. So, and that just makes a nice little aspect to this where I can just slip it into the paper. And I can do this a couple times, just again to create a look with it instead of it being so plain. And I do it right over the words a little bit because then you don't see the words as much. And again, I kind of use it up that way. So we got lots of pages that are being used, but that's basically what I've been up to lately. Kind of want to slip this into the pile. It's one of my, oh, I want to use it for this pile. You know what? I'm just going to glue this on a paper and call her good. I feel like that's all it really needs. I don't want anybody using my name, but at the same time, and this wasn't even for me. Which makes it kind of interesting. I got it in my mailbox and there was no other Jessicas in my building, so. Yeah, I'm one of them people who like to talk to my neighbors on an average basis. Well, I babysit for quite a few of them and this and that, but yeah, I like to know what's going on. Because this way, if somebody's breaking into apartments or something else, you know, if you're talking to your neighbors, I've learned this. If you're talking to your neighbors, you get to hear about these things. If somebody like broke into their apartment and that type of thing, so you know, okay, I need to be on extra guard about this. Because otherwise, yeah, again, I'm one of them. I like to know what's going on. I'm not trying to be snoopy. I just, again, when it comes down to stuff like that, I especially want to know what's going on. But that is pretty much it. So we got a whole pile of stuff that's now completed here. Oh, my daughter. So a whole bunch of stuff that's been completed here. Tags and cards and stuff that need to be sewn. So actually, this one needs to go back over here because it needs to be sewn yet. So this will go into my ephemera pile. This is going to go into I need to sew pile. And I might do a sew with me that may last longer than 10 minutes, like, or 6 minutes, unlike the last time, soon, just because you guys haven't seen me do a sew with me in a while. So I think it's time to do another one. But I hope you enjoyed this video and have a great night. Bye.